Hello everyone, welcome to a second look at Market America's Shop.com unfranchised business. And if you're here, it's because this should be your second, at least your second look at this business and evaluating it. So congratulations on doing your due diligence and really getting educated on this business prior to making a decision. As there is a process to anything that is, worth doing. And whether this is a fit for you or not is not the decision to be made at this moment. But when it is time, at least you know that you're making a decision that is solid. A solid yes, and we know that that's a good decision, or no, and we know that that's a good decision. So congratulations on taking the time and investing it in proper due diligence, because truly if this is a fit for you, this is one of the most powerful, most lucrative, most evolutionary business I have ever seen, and I'm thrilled to be a part of it, and I'm thrilled to be sharing it with you tonight. So, for those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Melanie Nelson, and I am an author, I am an entrepreneur, and I am an international trainer. And I'm also an unfranchised owner of Shop.com. And in this company, I'm what's called a director, which is simply a term for, essentially the title they give us when you hit this this income level, 18 to 24,000 in a 4-week pay cycle. We get paid weekly in this business, or that's the goal of the 2 to 3 year plan, is to get paid every week. And so when you earn between $18,000 and $24,000 in a 4-week pay cycle, you then become a director. Executive director would be $24,999 to $30,000 or something like that. So essentially in Market America, a director is what I like to call middle class. There's actually so many of us that in our company convention, we all get to walk on stage, wave, and walk off the stage because there's too many of us. And nobody really gets to talk at convention or get 2 or 5 minutes on stage until you're earning $45,000, $65,000, $75,000 and over in a 4-week pay cycle. I'm happy with Market America's middle class. I'm more than satisfied with that. So the income potential is really quite incredible in the 2 to 3 year plan, as well as continuing on. Obviously, director is not the 2 to 3 year plan. It's a little longer than that. However, the sky's the limit with this company. I'm also part of the $1 Million Club, which means at the moment that we were we earned the membership in the $1 Million Club, it is because we earned a minimum of $1 million with this company. And so we're on millions of dollars with this company at this point. So I have been in business my entire life. I graduated from college and I went into business for myself. And the only time I've ever had a job was when I was working through school. Both high school and college, and I knew from my parents' journey of working hard and really not being able to retire, that that's not something I wanted to do. I knew that the only way to really create leverage or freedom was to be in business for myself, and so that's what I set out to do. And I started my first traditional business in my early 20s, and by 26 actually at 24 I started a second business, and by 26 I'd created my first level of financial freedom. And I was at single and living downtown and loving life and no kids, no bills. It wasn't difficult for me to create financial freedom. But at 26 I had $6,000 a month coming in, whether I did much or of anything at all. So I actually spent a lot of time working towards charities, and I've raised a lot of money for Make-A-Wish Foundation, which is near and dear to my heart. And I also started training. That's how I became an international trainer. I started training the principles of business and how to create financial freedom because that was something that I really, really wanted to do. And it wasn't until then, actually, that I was shown what the unfranchised was. And having had a lot of experience in business, I was astounded at how brilliant this was, and I was very skeptical. In fact, I didn't even really want to know about it. So you can ask my husband, I'm extremely stubborn. And I was, like I said, I was very skeptical. I didn't even really want to know about it, didn't even want to try the products. But of course, coming around, and after I really took a look at it and really evaluated it properly, I was amazed to see how brilliant the plan was, the system, the compensation. It just blew my mind. I was like, wow, this is incredible, and I want to do this now. I want to do this right now. And I got started. So I'm happy to say that I'm here today because my husband is an amazing person, and he doesn't push me. He lets me come to my own place sometimes because I can be that stubborn, and he only knows how to do that because he's the same way. So here we are. So that's a little bit about me. So let's get into the business. We have a lot to cover. This is a little bit more in depth than what you've seen the first look. This is going to be a little longer. I'm going to go deeper into our products and what we have to offer and go over the compensation plan again. So some of it will be review and some of it will be brand new. So it's a little longer of a presentation, but that's the process. So here we go. As you know, this is a picture of our headquarters in Greensboro, North Carolina. Market America's mission is to provide a system, really key word here, system for entrepreneurs, another keyword, to create another keyword here, ongoing income while providing consumers worldwide with a better way to shop. Through revolutionary technology and the power of people, we are creating the economy of the future. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I thought this statement was very, let's just say powerful. Creating the economy of the future. And really how my husband and I teach it is it comes down to this. When we take responsibility for our own economy and we decide that we're no longer going to be a victim, I like to put it, of the economy or dependent on the government or our job, or when we truly take accountability for our own economy and we create our own economy, I believe that we can turn around not only this economy but the world, because nobody, anyway, I won't get into that. We won't get into philosophy. Okay, so we're looking for entrepreneurs. Now, whether or not you've ever been in business for yourself or not is irrelevant. You don't have to have any business experience to become a Market America unfranchised business owner. However, you do need to have an entrepreneurial spirit, meaning that you do have a desire to be your own boss. You do have a burning desire to create your own economy or take control of your circumstances. And you also need to be willing to follow a system. So if you want to be really special and you want to be the next Bill Gates, then maybe this isn't for you. But if you're humble enough to follow a system and you are interested in creating a leveraged income, then this is possibly a fit for you. And if you know anybody who fits in these categories, somebody who'd be willing to follow a system, somebody who has an entrepreneurial spirit, someone who's interested in ongoing income or at least a significant second one, and someone who's interested in creating their own economy, think about those people as we go through here. So we were founded in 1992, so we are coming up on for heaven forbid my math skills here, 20 years. Brokerage company, internet marketing company, one-to-one marketing company, and social shopping. Essentially, we're a hybrid company. I'm going to get into that in a second and cover our pillars as we go through. We are a global company, and we continue to expand, but we only expand into areas that we know we're going to be successful in. Not only the company is successful, but the individuals, the individual unfranchised owners that come on board. Our goal really here is to ensure that we only bring on people that are truly going to succeed at this, hence the evaluation process. Next we have some numbers. And if you're a numbers person, these are very powerful numbers. We have more than 3 million customers who are registered with us, and those are our regular shoppers. Those are our people who are shopping on a really consistent, loyal basis with us. We have more registered with us who are more casual customers as well, and through that have accumulated $4.1 billion in accumulated retail sales. And through that, the company has paid out $2.3 billion to unfranchised owners like myself, similar to McDonald's. So McDonald's, you have a McDonald's location and you service the customers in that area, the people who live nearby. They're going to go to this McDonald's, right? And the same is true for us. Your shop.com location services your customers. And so essentially 185,000 unfranchised owners worldwide have created over 3 million registered customers and have accumulated this. I'm going to give you that number again. 185,000 distributors worldwide, unfranchised owners like myself. Those are amazing, amazing numbers, again, if you're a numbers person. If you're not, don't worry about it. It will all make sense as you continue to evaluate it. So, as I had mentioned, we're a hybrid company, meaning that our CEO, when he created Market America, took the best of the most effective marketing systems that have really come out of the States here, like franchising, direct selling, and not so much multi-level marketing, but definitely the importance of networking, internet and e-commerce, one-to-one marketing, social shopping, basically took elements of all of these things and created this hybrid company called Market America. And one of the things that one comes to know after being involved with Market America and Shop.com for as many years as I have, is this company evolves. It continues to evolve. And this social shopping thing is the new evolution of Market America, which is why Shop.com is now a part of our presentation, because our company actually bought Shop.com about a year and a half ago. And so it was a major acquisition so that we could continue evolving as a company. And that's a really important thing in business. If you're looking to be in business for yourself or partner with someone like Market America, Shop.com, one of the really important elements is that a company needs to evolve. You know, Nike has evolved. Apple has evolved. If they didn't, they'd be out of business. They'd be dinosaurs. And that's what I really respect and love about Market America. They do not stay stagnant, not for a moment. We continue to move with the times and the trends, and things are always exciting and changing. And it's a fun company to be a part of because of that. And to me, that means more than just fun. That means we are going to stay relevant, we're going to stay lucrative, we're going to stay profitable, we're going to stay stable, we're going to stay in the marketplace. And in business, that's one of the most important things that we could possibly do, is stay relevant in the market. So one of the biggest pillars of who we are now, and this wasn't always true, is an internet marketing company. We have this amazing web portal. And really at this point our only competition is Amazon.com. And Amazon.com doesn't have a unfranchised owner behind each location. So our customers actually get customer service, which is what makes us special. There's a lot of things that make this particular portal special, and a lot of people say, well, why will people want to shop on shop.com or my Market America site? And I'm going to explain that here in a little bit. as we revolutionize the way people shop, they won't want to go anywhere else. And we've really created, the company has really created this social shopping and really creating this trend. And it's combining the power of social networking. Now, some of you might be going, well, I'm not really on these social networking sites. I'm not really, I'm not really into that. Well, here's the thing. Let me caveat this for you. In business, it doesn't matter where you're at or what you like or want. If you want to create substantial profit and you want to solidify your financial future, you want to go where the people are. And the people are on social networking sites. That is the communication station of this 21st century. There was a time where our communication station was radio, and then it was TV, and then it was the then it was just surfing the net. Now it's social media. Social media is the communication station of the 21st century, and to embrace it is to maintain profitability and stability, and this company is more than doing that. So we're allowing people a high-tech and a high-touch experience. We have all kinds of, the company keeps putting together all of these amazing technical applications that I cannot even explain, and I don't really have to. The point here is that we evolve with the marketplace, and the marketplace says that people are on Facebook and people will buy, and we have this cool application called Shopbox. And it's a virtual storefront within your Facebook page that allows friends to shop and check out without ever leaving Facebook. So this is just an example of the type of evolution and technology that is constantly being created here in Market America. Our mobile applications are also a really great example of how this company continues to evolve and stay relevant. Simply, in the last 2 years, there's been a major shift from on the computer to mobile, and we are riding that wave into the future. So our portal has nearly 4,000 different partner stores, name brands you already know, shop, and trust. Millions, literally millions of products and services. Quick, accurate product and content search. Comparison shopping, which is huge. Every time I shop on my portal, because obviously I own my own mall, I'm going to shop on it. Every time I comparison shopping, I literally am blown away at the money that I save. Hundreds of dollars every time. Every time. I love our hot deals and deal feed, and then thousands of our exclusive MA branded products, which you can't find anywhere else. Big reason also why our customers shop with us, because our products are, when we say our products are the best, every company says their products are the best. However, we don't make our products, so we're not married to them. Well, we don't have to say they're the best because we don't have all this manufacturing and structure around making a specific product. So if a product isn't the best, we simply drop it and we bring on what is the best. So when I say our products are the best, they really are because we look for the best, we find the best, and then we make it better. And we don't have to convince ourselves it's the best just because we manufacture it, because we don't. So there's all kinds of things that are on our web portal that make it fun and user-friendly. And the cashback program is a big part of that. I'm going to get into that in a second. These are just some of the stores that we're partnered with. How many of you shop at any of these? How many of you know people who shop at some of these? Absolutely. So we have a cashback program, and the vast majority of our partner stores offer a % cash back into your customer account. So our customers can create a free preferred customer account and shop to their heart's content at all the places they already shop and earn a percentage of cash back. We also earn cash back on our Market America branded products, and we have a viral referral program where our customers can literally invite their friends right on the portal. It says invite your friends, and it's a viral program that essentially, if you post it on Facebook or social media or via email, you can then earn 0.5% on any of your, if you invite your friends or family or coworkers or whatever to shop with you on the shop.com site, you can earn 0.5% on those referral purchases. Just awesome, awesome, awesome stuff. So another reason, another big reason why people love our portal, and why we have 3 million loyal regular customers. Numbers don't lie, folks. One-to-one marketing. This is a big part of who we are. Simply because as a unfranchised owner, you are essentially buying into, similar to what someone would when they buy McDonald's, right? People buy a McDonald's because they want a system to making money. Now in McDonald's, the average person in McDonald's makes about, I think it's somewhere between $107,000 a year, or $120,000, between $107,000 and $120,000. And that means you have to like babysit pimple-faced kids and flip burgers for $107,000. I don't know about you, but that does not sound appealing at all. In Market America, you know, the 2 to 3 year plan is about earning you know, $135,000 approximately every year, and you do that with the leverage of using a branded name like Market America, like shop.com, without having to create the brand, without having to drive, in Amazon's case, it's millions, literally millions of customers to their site on a daily basis. So the average person, it takes a lot of capitalization, it takes a lot of time and effort, it takes just a massive amount of investment into creating something like Amazon.com, or you know, any kind of online business where you're branding it and you're driving a substantial enough amount of traffic to actually earn 6 figures of ongoing income. So really, it's not realistic for the average person. You know, can it create some nice, you know, side change? Absolutely, absolutely. People can start an internet business and make money. I'm not saying they can't. But essentially, it does take a lot of time, a lot of effort, and a lot of capitalization. And what you get with shop.com and Market America is the leverage of an already established brand. Already established credibility, an already established system of building this business. And so rather than investing a ton of money into driving tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people to a website, you are going to specialize in one-to-one marketing. Okay, because this is for you know, the average person, so they can create a 6-figure ongoing income without having to flip burgers. Okay, and one-to-one marketing is just that. You know, you're one-to-one. This is a people business, and we're going to give them a high-tech experience as well as a high-touch. Okay, because people hate to be sold, but they love to buy. So we have systems in place where we essentially give people an opportunity to shop at their heart's content, but we also give them customized experience in so many different ways, in so many different product elements in our company, and I'm going to go into that a little later. It's all going to make sense. So one-to-one marketing is our model. It's what has built this company from day one. And we're a product brokerage company. This is another big pillar of ours. This is what I was talking about before. When we don't manufacture any of our products, we just identify the latest market-driven products. We find the best ones, and we continue to move with the marketplace. We're not tied to any one product or service, and we do not rely, our profitability does not rely solely on the sale of any one product or service. We are multi-industry. So similar to Costco, similar to Walmart, you know, Amazon.com is a multi-industry. You can get anything and everything. And Not only that, but we have our mall without walls. So not only do we have those 4,000 partner stores of places you're already shopping, we have our own mall without walls within Market America, where we have thousands of products available to the end consumer. And they're all in multi-billion-dollar markets. So how many of you currently purchase items for your health and nutrition needs? Do you know anyone else who does that? Do you know anyone who purchases anti-aging products? Maybe you do it yourself. Ladies, cosmetics, friends that have cosmetics, guys, you got wives or girlfriends using cosmetics. How about anybody take a shower? Know anybody who does regularly? How about anybody who wants to take up a little less space in this world, right? Financial services, anybody have a home and garden, know anyone who has pets? Essentially, would you agree with me that these are dollars going out of people's household budget no matter what the economy is doing? People make it a priority to take care of their health and nutrition, to take care of their pets, to take care of their home and garden, to take a shower, to use cosmetics. Actually, cosmetics are in the top 3 most recession-proof businesses, which is incredible. You'd be saddened to know that the other 2 are cigarettes, tobacco and alcohol. So tobacco, alcohol, and cosmetics are the top 3 recession-proof industries. And so essentially money is going out of people's household budget no matter what the economy is. That's the power of being a product brokerage. That is the power of being a multi-industry business, is we stay recession-proof, we stay profitable, we stay lucrative, even when the economy isn't doing so well, because we offer what people buy on a regular basis. All right. So some of these products, we're going to get into some of these right now so you get a bit of an understanding of what we have to offer. Now, if you're from Canada, some of these products are not available in Canada, as Canada has its own rules about what it lets across the border, and they are very picky. So that's just a caveat there for any Canadians listening to this. So we have a lot of our own name brands in Market America. I'm going to get into some of these. This is our #1 selling line right here. This is our isotonics line, and we have many, but our flagship product is this one right here. It's our OPC3, which is short for oglomeric paranthocyanidins, which is a fancy term for very powerful antioxidant, which is also a fancy term for magic purple powder. That's what I like to call it. And essentially when you take this magic purple powder and you really only need to take a capful, 1 to 2 capfuls every morning in a very specific amount of liquid. And when you take it properly on an empty stomach in the morning, 90 to 95% of it is going to be absorbed into your bloodstream. Because if you remember, how many of you took biology? Do you remember in biology they talked about the process of osmosis? Some of you are you have to think a little ways back. I loved biology, so of course I remember all this. But the process of osmosis is the key to the science behind this product. Essentially, when you mix it with the right amount of water, it becomes an isotonic fluid. It is the same pressure as your body fluids. And so the nutrients and the antioxidants that are in this fluid that you drink pass through the cellular membrane within 5 minutes, and not in your stomach, in your small intestine. So it's going right into your bloodstream. So you're actually absorbing what you're taking. So your return on investment on this product is 90 to 95%. How many of you are currently taking capsules or pills or maybe like a juice as a supplement? And studies have shown that you get about 2 to 20%. 20% is very high end. Typical is 2 to 10%. But 2 to 20% absorption from pills, capsules, and juice. So that's your return on investment. So if I was your financial broker and I said stock A gives you 2 to 20%, stock B gives you 90 to 95% return on investment, which would you choose? Yeah, 90 to 95, no brainer. And the best part about what our company does is we don't just give people a better return on investment on the products that they're buying, we also give them a better price. That's our model. Our model is to stay very, very competitive within the marketplace. Oops, I just want to go back there for a second. So we're giving a better value, better quality, better return on investment for a competitive, if not better price. And our OPC3 isotonics, to give you a real example, the average person who is concerned about their health is spending $30 to $100 a month on maybe like a multivitamin or, you know, some essential fatty acids. They're essentially supplementing, right, their diet. And with our OPC isotonics, it is, well, on the web portal, it's $69.95 plus taxes and shipping. So essentially, you know, let's just say it's $75. So it's $75 for 90 days, for a 90-day supply. 90 days, 3 months. I am saving people money and giving them a better product. That's our model. So it sells itself. You know, you just have to educate people and it sells itself. It's a wonderful, wonderful product model, and it's, again, what makes this such a successful business. So that's our model throughout all of our product lines. I just wanted to spend some time giving you this example here so that as I go through the rest of the slides, you understand that that's our model for everything. Better value, better price. Okay, and one of the things that I highly recommend when evaluating this business is to actually try our #1 selling product, OPC3. You can create a free preferred customer account on the person who invited you here on their web portal. Try our #1 selling product, especially if you're already currently supplementing, because if nothing else, let us save you some money and give you a better product. It's just a no-brainer. All right, so let's go through the rest of these here. We have a health and nutrition store where we carry the best aloe juice on the planet, a heart health system for cardiovascular, maintaining cardiovascular health, which my husband is now on. Energy drinks. We have a athletic line or a fitness line that was actually designed and created by athletes for athletes, and the only place the average person can purchase it is on marketamerica.com. Along with, I use our Complete Greens every day, actually. I love our Complete Greens, and now we have it in isotonic form as well, so you can take your greens in an isotonic format. Pretty cool. We have a Nutrimetrics division that is specifically, now the division is specifically for healthcare and health professionals. So doctors, nurses, and other health professionals in the industry. This is on the U.S. only. And essentially, it's all of our isotonics and all of our health and wellness products within that store, custom labeled for doctors and healthcare providers so that they can start introducing preventative healthcare measures within their practice. Now, in order to become or actually do Nutrimetrics in Market America, you have to become certified because it is an accredited program. When doctors and nurses take our Nutrimetrics program, it's accredited. It gets count toward their continuing education credits they need to have every year. So that should tell you everything you need to know about the credibility of not only our products but our company. Whether this division is any of interest to you or not, I think it speaks volumes as to the quality of our products and our nutraceuticals, as well as what we offer doctors and health professionals. And again, to speak to doctors and health professionals, it does require some certification with the company, with our company in this division. This has been my best friend for the last few days, Intense FX. When it's busy and you need a little boost, we have these, they're actually quite good, these little berry tablets, and pop them in your mouth and there you have some energy. So I've actually been using these for the last couple days because it's been go, go, go. So when it's go, 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 that's a pretty amazing product actually. We also have a weight management system, and it's very holistic. So it's about diet, it's about not dieting, it's about lifestyle. So eating well, so a proper diet, exercise, and also, you know, journaling and things like that. So it's a very holistic program, and you can actually certify with the company to become a transitions lifestyle coach. So if that's something that really gets you excited, that's also one of our divisions. You don't have to be a coach to use the products or sell them. However, if it's something that you wanted to specialize in, it's something that we offer. And it's an amazing, amazing program. We should have a program for kids as well. Really, really just amazing results. We have an anti-aging line for inside your organs and your hormones. This is actually one of my favorite products, Secretagogue. Now, it took me forever to say that, so I'm going to say it again, Secretagogue. I'm so proud I can say it. Like I said, it took me forever to learn how to say it, but it's absolutely incredible product for 35 and over, and it's truly about keeping the inside of your body young, because we don't often think about anti-aging from the outside in, but it's just as important as anti-aging from the outside or from the inside out or outside in. I got myself confused here, pulling a George Bush. So we have timeless prescription, cellular laboratories, and some very specialty high-end items here as well. I love Matriskin and Pentaxel. Cellular laboratories is using nanotechnology to deliver anti-aging nutrients into the skin, so it's also one of my favorite lines. I know that you can get this exact same cream for $400 and this exact same cream for $200. The ingredients are exactly the same. They almost look exactly the same, so I can't tell you who I think our manufacturer is because I don't know if it's true, but we offer this product that sells on a different site that's exactly the same. This $400 product, I believe we sell it for $79.95 and this one for like $49.95 or something. So literally, again, better product, better price. Pretty incredible. And our size allows us to do that. Our size and our reach. We have a cosmetics line for ladies who wear makeup. And I never used to be a makeup person. Actually, I couldn't stand to have makeup on my face. And this is about the only makeup line that I can actually wear foundation all day and not go crazy. I love this line. And you can also specialize and certify in becoming a motives consultant and working with professional makeup artists or just, you know, becoming a sales representative for motives. We have a personal care line for the typical consumables that we all use, shampoo, shower gel, etc. We have a personal care line called Fix, which is quite popular. It's about keeping your hair thick and healthy and on your head, as well as many other things. It's a great line. We have a eco-friendly cleaning care line for your home and garden called Snap. It's one of my favorite. Like I'm a clean freak, and I'm also a recyco. Like I love to recycle. I love to take care of the planet. I'm very, very green-minded, and I love this line because it's both green and effective. We have an AutoWorks line for the car lover in your family. And I have two boxers, and they are on the pet health line as well because it's fantastic. It's actually supported one of my boxers. He had a heart murmur when he was a puppy and has supported his cardiovascular health, and he no longer has a murmur, so that's pretty awesome. We have a professional business-to-business division called Web Centers. It also requires certification. So I think you guys are starting to get the idea of the breadth of what we really mean when we're a product brokerage, and that we offer something for everyone, whether it's a business-to-business model like Web Centers or Motives, which is a little more sales and fun. And then we have a financial services section, MA Capital Resources, which is about getting people out of debt and the quickest route to that. Very powerful program. We also have an entertainment division, Conquer Entertainment, for artists that are looking for a label, and our label is Conquer. So that's a division as well. And we also have, oh, that's the last slide. There's even more, but that's scratching the surface of what we offer from a product standpoint as not only an owner, but as a customer. Again, the breadth of what we offer, it's pretty incredible. And you're all here because there's something within you that this has raised enough curiosity for you to continue to take a look at it, but also because there's probably a part of you that understands that the 45-year plan doesn't work. Whether you've seen it not work for your parents or you're seeing that it's not working for you, essentially that's one of the things that we want to make sure that we get across to people is whether or not you do this, make sure you do something else, because the 45-year plan doesn't work. Statistics based on the Dorney Economic Table, which is a statistics company that supplies statistics to Social Security, etc. These are public numbers. And the plan we were all taught, go to school, get a good education, get a good job, work really, really hard, save up as much money as you possibly can. So hopefully one day in your 60s you can retire and bounce grandkids on your knee and go golfing in Florida and clog up a freeway exit with a land yacht. All of those plans and all of those things we were told and we were taught, and I was taught them too, is that they statistically don't work. And I believe that when numbers show you something very clearly, that it's important to take action to ensure that you don't become a statistic. So again, whether this is for you or not, make sure that you go do something that's going to take care of you and your family in the future. So the 45-year plan. Now, Market America, we talked about the 2 to 3 year plan. And I'm going to now go into aspects of the 2 to 3 year plan. Because doesn't that just already sound a whole lot better? I know that to me, I looked at that and I went, well, I could screw that up about 15 times and it would still be better than the 45-year plan. So even if it took me 6 years, I'd still be okay. I'd still, maybe I'm a little slow, or maybe I just, whatever. Bigger learning curve, even if it took me 6 years. What a blessing to not have to defer my life. Defer my life to 65 when my knees are shot and my back is shot and I'm tired and I don't fill out a dress like I used to. Why defer my life to 65? That was a decision I made, I'm glad I made, at a very young age. And it doesn't matter where you're at in life. The 2 to 3 year plan is a doable plan for your financial success, and that's really what it was designed to do, was to be for the average person so that they could create $300 to $3,600 per week per business development center, or what we call per location. Okay? So we have our system is very much like a franchise in the sense that it's systemized, it's standardized, and it's uniform. I didn't have to create this PowerPoint. I didn't spend hours laboring over, how to place these boxes and make these words yellow and what to say. This was provided by the company. Our systems are created by our company and by our top leaders so that we just have to follow it. And we have standardized trainings that are mandatory. Just like if you purchased a McDonald's, how many of you have ever been to the Golden Arches? when you go to McDonald's, that person who owns that McDonald's had to go to Chicago to Burger College and learn how many pickles go on a cheeseburger and how many squirts of mustard and, you know, what's in the special sauce on the Big Mac. They had to learn that because there's a system in place, and that system is successful, and when people go to McDonald's, they want their Big Mac to taste like a Big Mac. So Burger College is mandatory, and our trainings, we have trainings that are mandatory as well so that you will succeed. So you set up to succeed. And that's an important piece of the puzzle. Unlike a franchise, however, fees, royalties, restrictions, you can start up with flexible hours. And I think that's the biggest thing here that makes, again, this doable for the average person. If you were to invest you know, close to $1 million in the McDonald's, you couldn't start it on a part-time basis, could you? Absolutely not. 8 to 15 hours is about what it requires in this business on per week, not per day, per week, 8 to 15 hours per week to the result producing systems within our business to succeed at the 2 to 3 year plan. So there is 2 ways to earn income, and actually I like to say there's 3. I like to say that, and I'll explain why. The first way that we earn income is like any business. When we sell Market America products off of our web portal or, you know, manually. I live in northern Minnesota in the woods, and you would be very surprised, actually you probably wouldn't be very surprised, how many people in this area do not own a computer. And so I have some customers here locally that don't buy off my portal. So I supply them the product with my little shoebox inventory. So whenever I move a product to the end consumer from our portal or from my cupboard, I earn retail profit. That's pretty standard, okay? And that retail profit is 100% mine. I don't share that with anybody. I'm my own unfranchised owner, and I don't share my retail profit. That's mine. And all we ask in this business is to succeed is to create 10 to 15 preferred customers who are shopping regularly with you to really provide enough retail profit to cover the majority of your expenses in business, okay, in this business. Then this is the part here, this time leveraging part, commissions, that's what sets you free. That's what creates the residual income of $300 to $3,600 per week, is when we duplicate our efforts. Similar to, again, if you purchased a McDonald's and you wanted to increase your income, you would what? Purchase another McDonald's, and you would hire people to run that McDonald's, and you would earn the profit in that McDonald's, but you wouldn't necessarily need to be there. As long as you had great management and great employees, you would continue. Now, I know some people who've done very well by owning several, actually in the tens to hundreds of franchises. One gentleman owns a couple hundred Subways. Now, it took him 20 years to do it, and it took him a lot of work. It took him a lot of his youth, a lot of his hair, but he's extremely wealthy and free now. So it took him 20 years to fund and develop 200 Subways. Now, in Market America, it's a very similar thing. We're duplicating our efforts, but in this case, we're only developing and managing 2 sales and distribution organizations. And we're going to earn commissions on the volume that every location does, whether it's our second, third, or fourth location, or it's someone within our organization. So we earn commissions on the Market America products and volume that essentially is moving through our organizations, and we earn commissions on the partner stores. So when our customers shop at Gap or Best Buy or Office Depot or Travelocity, or as long as they're shopping on our portal and purchasing from partner stores, so partner stores, we earn commissions on that as well. So there's 2 commission structures, and we are benefiting 100% from duplicating our efforts. So from other people, so other stores, other locations within our organization, 100% credit. So those are the three ways we get paid. We earn retail profit, we earn commissions on Market America branded products, we earn commissions on partner stores. Okay, so let's get into this a little bit more. The 5 steps to building a successful unfranchised business. And I'm going to go through each one of these individually. Okay, so step number 1 is apply. And that's pretty simple. It takes about an hour. And you have to be brought through it by a current unfranchised owner. Yeah, some of you have already checked out the portal, know that there's no sign up button. There's no like become a unfranchised owner here or become a shop.com owner here. This is not multi-level marketing. You can't come on board unless you've been qualified. This is only for people who are serious about being in business and about creating an ongoing residual income. The best part about applying, you guys, is that you get this little magic blue box. How many of you have always dreamt of owning a magic blue box? I don't know about you, but mine would have been pink. But essentially, we have this unfranchised business development center, or my magic little blue box, that finds itself in the computer system in Market America. And it is tracking everything that my Market America portal or shop.com portal, all the volume that is occurring through sales. Okay, that's what this little blue box is doing. So when we apply, we get not only the web portal, the multi-million-dollar web portal, literally millions of dollars have been invested in creating this portal. Not only do you get that, but you get this little magic blue box that's going to track all the volume that's happening. When you apply, your subscription includes that web portal, your career manual, your getting started guide, your training library. You get an MP3 player with preloaded audios and trainings. You access to our training and seminar system, coaching and mentoring, all kinds of amazing things when you apply. So number 2, you've now opened the virtual doors of your business. You have a web portal, you have a little blue box. Now, second step of business is to create customers. And when our customers purchase Market America products, they create something called business volume. And when our customers or ourselves purchase partner store products, it creates what I like to call internet business volume, because that's where it has to happen, on the internet, or what they call incentive business volume. So BV is attached to every Market America product. Now, if you're a numbers person, these are some numbers you want to take down. The average Market America product has 80 to 85% business volume to wholesale cost. So my cost as an unfranchised owner is wholesale. And we get 80 to 85% BV on average attached to each product. Okay? Now, if you're familiar with multi-level marketing, their percentages tend to be 15 to 40%. 15 to 40%, whatever, business volume, sales volume, whatever they call it, whatever their point system is, it's typically 20 to 40%. So ours is an, if we're going to say it, industry high, even though we're not in multi-level marketing industry. This is extremely high. So you can imagine that it doesn't take actually a lot of products to be moved to create a lot of volume, which is business volume. Incentive business volume or partner store volume, internet sales, we don't add dollars to that. So when our customers go to Best Buy from shop.com, or they go to Gap, or they go to Office Max, we're not adding dollars to retail price. You're getting the same deal, okay? But what we do get is a percentage of how much money was actually spent. So if I spent $350 at Office Max, I might get 3% of that in IBV as an unfranchised owner. And the percentages range. Okay, the percentages range depending on the partner store. Each partner store has a contract with us, and it can range from 1% to 33%. Okay, so it's a little lower. But think about it. There's 4,000 different partner stores. There's 50 million products available to the end consumer. So this is much wider breadth and essentially more varieties. And they're not our products, and we don't have to do anything to market them. They've already marketed themselves. People who shop at Gap know they like to shop at Gap. So we don't have to put a lot of marketing into that. But essentially, that's why the percentages are lower. So 1 to 33% IBV to the dollar amount spent by the customer or ourselves. We get paid on our own IBV as well. And we get paid on our own BV as well. So obviously, you'll be shopping from your own mall. That only makes sense. Okay? And again, if all of that got really confusing for you or went over your head, not to worry. This won't be the last time you see this. Not step number 3. Some of you are like, well, how do we do this? How do we create, customers? And, as an average person, your first customers will come from your network. Your first customers. And then the company starts to send them to you for free. So once you prove that you're a serious unfranchised owner, and you create your small pod of personal customers via our retailing systems, okay? You don't have to do this on your own. We're not just going to say, go get excited and tell people about this. That's not our system. Our system, we have several different systems and systems within each division. Motives has its own systems. Isotonics has its own system. Nutrametrics has its own system. Social media marketing is going to be a big part of this particular system. So once we've created our own small pod of customers, we have now proven to the company that we're serious unfranchised owners, and anybody who just goes on to marketamerica.com or goes on to shop.com without a referral attached to them, they get sent out to the field. Our corporate doesn't keep them. So anybody who's active and fits the criteria because they have created their own pot of customers essentially gets into the batting order. And most of my customers now are the free kind, which is great. Occasionally I still make a customer because I love the products and I use them, and people ask me about my makeup. They ask me about my skin. They ask me about, actually my house cleaner was mentioning to me the other day, she said, do you wash the shower in between my visits? And I said, no, I definitely do not. And she said, because you don't have the buildup. Like, you don't have soap scum or shampoo conditioner buildup. She's like, I'm like, well, that's because the products I use are really high end. I use Royal Spa. She's like, oh, I got to try that. I didn't even try to create a customer, but now I have, not only is she buying my isotonics, now she's going to be started to buying my Royal Spa. So I don't even have to try to create customers at this point. It just happens naturally. So building share of customer is actually very easy with our systems in place. And my mouse is, there we go. Or not. There we go. Step number 3 is to qualify. Now, in traditional business, you guys, qualifying is to make enough money to keep the lights on. And in this business, you only need to qualify once with 200 business volume. This qualifies your business. And what that does, more importantly, is open up, and I think these look like little marshmallows or clouds, but essentially they're piggy banks on the right and left of your magic blue box. So in the computer system, you now have a magic blue box with a right piggy bank and a left piggy bank. And these piggy banks are accumulating your BV and your IBV. Everything after your first 200 BV is going to start accumulating in these banks. And similar, how many of you had a piggy bank? Maybe it wasn't in the shape of a piggy, but how many of you had piggy banks when you were growing up? So essentially you had your piggy bank, and the quarters and nickels and dimes, and if you're in Canada, loonies and toonies, would go into your piggy bank, and when your piggy bank was full, what happened? You took it to the bank, you deposited it, and then the piggy bank was empty, and you started all over again. Keep that concept in the back of your mind. Go ahead and tap the back of your head and say, that's where it is. Because that's going to come in really handy here as we explain the commission cycle, because that's how it works. Okay, so these banks are now open and accumulating after you qualify with your first 200 BV. Okay, so that's step number 3. Step number 4 is activate, and I like to call this step duplicate, because to me that's the more appropriate term for it, but it's not my business. Well, it is my business, but it's not my call. So I like to call it duplicate. So you're essentially going to franchise the unfranchised. You're going to qualify, very key word here, qualify, and identify 2 qualified partners. And one will go on the left underneath the left piggy bank, and one will go on the right underneath the right piggy bank. So that is our structure. It's not our compensation plan, it's our structure. And again, for those of you who are familiar with, really familiar with multi-level marketing and this, you'll understand the difference. So here is you. You have your web portal. You are servicing your customers on your web portal. They are buying from you, and BV and IBV are accumulating because of it. Tom has now become an unfranchised owner. He is servicing his customers on his portal, and IBV and BV are accumulating for him, and same with Sue. The benefit of this is that Tom is his own business partner. And although you're going to help Tom out and you're going to help Sue out, you benefit 100% from all of the volume that he creates. All of it, from his left and his right, flows up to you and also accumulates in your banks. Same goes for Sue. So you, when you activate, when you duplicate, you are now eligible to earn commission checks on the volume that is already flowing. Step number 5 is teach, manage, and support others to do exactly what you just did. Somebody is going to help you to do this, and you'll help your partners. And the beat goes on. Levels of management, as corporate America calls it. And similar to corporate America, you know, we have the structure of corporate America. You know, you are at the top. You are your own CEO. You are the unfranchised owner, and you will be developing 2 distribution organizations. However, unlike corporate America, Tom can earn more money than you because he's his own CEO as well. So he can actually build a business that is bigger and stronger than yours and earn more money than you. Where else do you see that happen in corporate America? I've never seen it happen in corporate America. And I certainly have never seen it in multi-level marketing. So that's the power of our structure, is that it's irrelevant where you are placed or when you are placed. There is no, oh, it's a launch company and you got to get in now and you're going to make millions. There is none of that. It's irrelevant when you come in or where you come in. You have the ability, you have the same opportunity. You have the equal opportunity of creating more money than even our CEO, let alone me or the person who invited you here today. And it's an equal opportunity business. Our compensation plan is not based on our structure. If this was multi-level marketing, it would be. Your pay in multi-level marketing is based on the structure of your organization, and you only get paid to 7 levels deep, and you only get a percentage here and smaller percentage here and even smaller percentage here, and then anything after level 8 you don't get paid on, but you can make millions in this. Okay, I mean, don't get me wrong. There is definitely a time and place for multi-level marketing, and it certainly has helped out a lot of people, and a lot of people have done very well in it. However, this is not multi-level marketing. Okay, so here we have Tom and Sue and you're going to help Tom and Sue do what someone helped you do, is activate. So now we have 3 people on each side, and we're going to continue to duplicate the process. 2 partners, 10 to 15 customers. 2 partners, 10 to 15 customers. 2 partners, 10 to 15 customers. We duplicate a very doable process. Okay? Now, let's say that later on, you know, you're way past duplication. You're already making a lot of money. Some kid named Matt decides that he's going to pester you about the business because he knows you're successful. And it doesn't mean you can't sponsor anyone else. So I'm going to sponsor Matt, but guess where Matt's going to go? He's not going to go out here horizontally like he would in real estate or multi-level marketing or franchising in the traditional sense, or even in traditional business. I'm not putting him out that way. I am going to put him at the very bottom of my structure. And here's what makes that so very cool. Is now I've placed Matt at the very bottom of my structure, and guess who his new best friend is? Dr. Jones. Now Matt is best friends with Dr. Jones, and everything that Matt does benefits Dr. Jones. It's going to benefit Chris, it's going to benefit Tom, it's going to benefit me, it's going to keep going up to infinity. So I'm still going to earn 100% credit for all the volume Matt creates, but so is everybody else who's above him. And when Chris sponsors a new person, let's say he sponsored Dr. Jones and Travis, but he's going to sponsor another person, guess where that person goes? Maybe underneath Matt, or maybe underneath Matt, Ashley. So we create a synergistic team where it's in our best interest, no matter if I'm quote-unquote above you or below you. Matt has the same amount of investment in Dr. Jones succeeding as Dr. Jones has in Matt succeeding, because our structure is set up that way. There is no upline and downline. We are partners. Everybody is partners in this business. And so as each of us creates our 10 to 15 customers and duplicates the process of bringing on 2 partners, BV and IBV is generated. It's being created, and it flows up 100% to infinity. The system searches every single day. Every single day the system is searching, and it's adding up all the BV and IBV that's being created, and it flows up 100%. Ashley benefits Travis, benefits Chris, benefits Tom, and benefits me, and all the way up. And everything on my left side, everything, everybody, all the volume on my left side benefits into my left bank. Everything on my right, whether I know them or not, whether they live in a different state or not, or a different country for that matter. Canada and the U.S. is market North America. So it's all going to benefit my right bank. This is 100% leverage. I haven't found a business out there yet that provides this kind of leverage, 100% to infinity. No levels, no percentages, no breakaways, 100% pure leverage. I love leverage. Leverage is what sets you free. And that's why this business is near and dear to my heart. So we're going to get into how the money actually equates to, or how the volume equates to dollars. This simply says if you work the system and you work the business, you'll make money. If you don't, you won't. It's like anything. All right, so commissions are earned when we hit specific pay markers. Okay, there's pay markers like little flags. The system is looking for these little flags of very specific amounts to say, oh, send Melanie a check because she hit a pay marker. That little flag went flying. Okay, so what happens is the system searches down every single day. It's going to add up all the BV here you see in red. It's going to add up all the IBV because they're separate. And it's going to check my totals. And if that week, if that Friday, because it always happens on Friday, or it actually happens every night, but on Friday night is the end of our commission week. And on Friday night, the system is going to go, did Melanie hit a pay marker? Did she hit a level? And if she did, she gets a check. And if she didn't, we continue on. The volume stays in my banks. It doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't go anywhere after 30 days. It doesn't go anywhere after 60 days. It doesn't go anywhere after 90 days. BV has a 1-year shelf life. IBV has a 2-year shelf life. There is no time cycle. You don't have a 30-day multi-level marketing time cycle where in 30 days you need to create as much volume as possible so that you get the biggest check possible. Here, you're creating a volume cycle. So just like the piggy bank, the coins and the volume is going to stay in there until you do hit the pay marker. And it's just going to keep adding up every day. All the BV and IBV, all the dimes and nickels and loonies and toonies and quarters, they're all going to pile up. And as soon as you hit that first pay marker, which is 1,200 BV on the right, 1,200 BV on the left, you earn yourself a $300 check. The same exact structure exists for IBV. They are independent. They function independently. They do not rely on each other. So it's irrelevant if you hit 1,200 and 1,200 on BV. Whenever you hit 1,200 and 1,200 on IBV, you will earn that check. So they work independently. For the rest of this presentation, they're going to flow at the same rate. That never happens. They are independent, functioning as the volume comes in. $1,200 and $1,200 earns you a $300 check. That volume stays in there. You've been paid on it, and it continues to accumulate. More volume, more volume, more volume, till you've hit a grand total of 24 and 24. This earns you another $300 check. That volume stays in there. You've been paid on that volume. It continues to accumulate, 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 and the week that you hit 36 and 36, you earn another $300 check. Now, this is where the system gets even better. 5,000 and 5,000, a little bit more BV, only a little bit more BV, only a little bit more IBV than our typical pattern here, but you get twice the money. You get a $600 check. Now you have completed the volume cycle. Okay, so the first time that you go through this volume cycle, you will have earned in BV $1,500. In IBV, another $1,500. You'll have gone through the BV cycle first, though. That is our meat and potatoes. Won't always be. IBV is catching up very quickly in regards to frequency of checks. So that is the volume cycle. So you've just filled up the piggy bank. You've cashed it. You've gotten the whole $1,500 or $3,000. What's going to happen? It's going to reset to zero. Just your bank, not everybody else's. Everybody else is on their own cycle. Just your bank resets. And you begin to accumulate again. You're going to fill up the piggy bank again. But this time, it's your second time through. So it's going to happen faster. Okay, because I'm going to be honest with you. The first time you go through this cycle, this volume cycle of 0 to 5,000, it could take you a month, it could take you 3 months, it could take you a year. I don't know how long it's going to take you. It just depends on the time, effort, and consistency that you put into building this business. Okay? So either way, your first $1,500 is earned. However long it takes you to go through this pay cycle the first time, half that, and that's what it will take you the second time. There is a half-life, so to say. So you will go through, so let's say it took you 6 months to go through the pay cycle the first time. Woo, $1,500 in 6 months. That ain't going to set you free, right? But you're not going to send it back either. This is a long-term business for your wealth and your freedom, not money now, not like your job where you work certain hours and then you get paid. This is about creating a machine that's going to pay you week in and week out, whether you get out of bed or not, whether you go to Australia for 4 weeks or not, or whether you go to Malaysia for 4 weeks or not. This business pays you each week. That's what this is designed to do. This isn't designed for rich quick, okay? That's not, this is wealthy later. Not rich quick, wealthy later. Okay, so that's what this is. So let's say it took you 6 months. It took you 6 months to go through the pay cycle the first time. It's going to take you 3 months the second time. That is statistically proven over 20 years of this business being successful, is that it will take you half. So guess what it will take you the third time? Yeah, probably about a month, month and a half, and it's going to continue to get lower and lower and lower until you're earning $1,200 to $2,100 a week. That's the 2 to 3 year plan. So you start off building the machine. You start off with no leverage. It's just you. It's just you. And in the 2 to 3 years, you create a machine and leverage that pays you weekly. Okay, but you got to build the machine first. That's the 2 to 3 year plan. $1,500 to $2,100 a week. Okay, so we also get bonuses for helping people get paid. This is very cool. Very quickly, Tom and Ann and Ben. So somebody on my left, somebody on my right. Doesn't matter if I know them. Doesn't matter if I sponsored them. But if they hit the last part of the pay cycle, 5,000 and 5,000. Same week I do, I get a $600 management bonus. Now, the first time this happens, it's like the stars align, you do the chicken dance, it's pretty incredible, and it may not happen again for a while. But this happens now automatically and has for years for Doug and I weekly. And this can happen for every location you own. You can get a management bonus on every location you own. So you can actually get multiple management bonuses in a week. And on Friday, if you spend about an hour of your time taking a look at your business and your volume, you can actually encourage this to happen. You can actually have control over making this happen and earning more money. So about an hour or two of Doug and I's time, actually it's never more than an hour of our time on Friday nights can earn Doug and I an additional $1,200 sometimes. How would you like that? So your work week is an hour on Friday and it increases your income by $1,200. It's pretty amazing. I feel very blessed and very grateful that we invested the time it took to build this business. So here's how we have control over this. It's pretty incredible. We get to place business volume. Any volume that you create or your customers create, you have control over where that goes in the moment of creation. So in the moment of creation, let's say I create a 400 BV order because I've got a doctor I need to put his need to supply his shelves, or whatever reason I'm buying 400 BV. I'm placing a 400 BV order. I don't keep that for myself. I could put it in my business development center, but that would be ludicrous when I can place it in Matt, because I've personally sponsored Matt. So I can take that volume, I can place it in Matt. He gets 100% credit for volume I created. I created it. He didn't. I'm above him. He's below me. But he gets 100% credit for this 400 BV. It's going to help him get paid. And it's going to flow up to Dr. Jones. It's going to flow up to Chris. It's going to flow up to Tom. And it's going to flow up to me anyway. How incredible is that? So before I go into that, when we check our reports on Fridays and we see that someone's really close to hitting 5,000 and 5,000, we obviously have, because we do every week. Ann and Ben are there, but Tom's not quite there. He's missing a little bit of BV. I can actually help him by placing volume in Matt, prompting him, helping him earn a $600 check himself, earning a $600 check myself. Whenever this makes financial sense, I do it. And it's always an amazing return on investment. So we have control over our volume. We can maximize our own paychecks by placing volume where we need it the most. And even if we're placing it somewhere, it's going to help someone else get paid. It's amazing. Win-win synergy. Okay. So you have a business development center. It's attached to a portal, and you're earning the maximum amount of money you can earn on it, so you want to open a second location. The first time that you go through the pay cycle, you actually earn a second location for free. Let me say that again. The first time you go through the pay cycle, you earn a second location for free. Does McDonald's do that? I don't think so. I don't think they'd give you a second location for free. But here you do. You earn it. You earn it by going through the pay cycle the first time. And you get to place it wherever you want to place it. Obviously, below. Everything always gets put as far down as possible, because that way it helps as many people as possible. So you're going to place your 2 here. And you're going to build another business. You have to duplicate what you did up here and duplicate it down here. You build 2 teams. You duplicate your system down there. Now you're helping Travis and Chris and Tom, who helped you build a business, and you double your income. And you solidify this side of your business. You can do this a 3rd time because you've earned it. From building the 2, you earn it on the 3. So you earn the 3, you place it, you build 2 more teams, you duplicate what you did, you help all those people who helped you, you solidify this side of your business. This is now money coming in my husband's case, if you were in a coma or not. My husband was in a coma for 6 weeks, in rehab for a year after being in a natural gas explosion. This structure is what allowed a check to be in the mail every Monday, no matter what. That's passive income. That's residual income. If you're in a coma and you're earning a check, you have residual income. It's this structure that allowed that to happen. Solidify your wealth, your financial future, and your security by building a business. It takes time. It takes time. Now you can do it a little faster. You can do it a little more leveraged. Okay? This is a new concept. This is besides the products, this is the first new thing you've seen in the sense of our compensation plan. Our compensation plan doesn't get any more complicated than you just saw. There's nothing new to see. There's no small print or hidden numbers. That's it. That's what it is. And the important thing is that you see it over and over and over again until you understand. Because nothing annoys me more than when people get into business not knowing how they get paid. And when I bring on a partner, I want to ensure that they know and they understand how they get paid. Because the truth is, you would never start a job if you didn't know how you got paid. So why would you start a business if you didn't understand how it is you got paid? And I see people do that all the time in multi-level marketing. They get excited, they start a business, but you ask them this, you ask them how much volume and how many people to create a 6-figure ongoing income. And it's They don't know how they get paid, and they don't know what it takes to create a 6-figure ongoing income. Here, it's very simple. It's math, and you can break it down. You literally break it down. So if you want to triple your income in less time with less effort, there's something called the Master Unfranchised Owner. Okay, this means that this would be the equivalent of starting 3 McDonald's at once, not 1. So common sense says that's going to cost you a little bit of money. Wait a second, I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, so instead of just your first location, you are investing in 3 right off the bat. So similar to owning 3 McDonald's, you own 3 locations, 3 separate locations. Again, common sense says that's going to cost you a little bit of money, about $400. Okay, so it's a little more than the $129.95 for your subscription, right? You all remember that from the first look, is that the subscription fee is $129.95 for 1 location, 1 web portal. But if you want to start with 3, you're looking at a $400 investment. It just makes sense. But here, you're not paying $400 for nothing. Most of that is product. You actually receive a substantial amount of product and business materials for that. So you're not just paying for little magic blue boxes. You're actually getting something for that $400. Okay, so it is truly an investment. Here's how this is more leveraged. Okay, so essentially you have 3 locations. This doesn't mean you're activated, okay? This is not your first partner. This is still you. This is still your location. So we're going to build the first one first. Okay, we're going to still just focus on 001. Even though we have this second location and third location, follow me here. Follow me, just one step at a time. Here's your first location. We're going to activate. Remember, we've applied, we've created customers, we've qualified. Actually, qualifying happens automatically when you do master and franchise owner. It no longer, you don't have to wait. It all happens. Step 1, 2, and 3 happens immediately when you register, because you've applied, you've created volume with the product order. So then you've qualified your first business location immediately upon application. Okay, so that's taken care of. Step 1, 2, and 3. We still need to do step number 4, which is to activate or duplicate, which means that we're going to sponsor someone on our right and someone on our left, which activates our 001, our first location. All of these, by the way, are attached to the very same web portal. Okay, so all 3 are attached to the very same web portal, but we've activated. Tom and Sue, this activated our 001. Volume begins to flow. It's just going to flow through the 2, through the 3, okay, and bank in your 001 and pay you here. So still, everything's the same. You may have invested $400 and you have 3 locations, but so far, everything is the same. Here's where it gets leveraged. You've built 2 teams. You're getting paid here. You're earning $2,100 a week. Now it's time to double your income. You sponsor, you begin this again, but your 2 is here at the top. You don't have to place it down at the bottom like you did before with the single entry. So your 2 would have been way down here, way at the bottom. But your 2 is already here waiting for you, and half of it is already built. So when you sponsor Larry on the inside of the 2 and you build 1 more team, you double your income, because half of it's already built. These checks are just waiting for you. This money is calling your name. So when you build that second team on your 2, you double your income in half the effort. Half the effort to double your income. You've done that. You've doubled your income. You're earning $2,100 on your 2. You're earning $2,100 on your 1. You now open your 3. You sponsor Mark. On the inside of your 3, you have 1 team to build to triple your income, because this is already built. The checks are waiting for you. The volume is already flowing on a weekly basis. You just need to build another team here. So let's go back for a second. Take a look. To triple your income with single entry, with 1 location to start with at $129.95, right? So 1 location, $129.95. You have to build this one first, and you have all this time and effort in between. Then you place your 2 at the bottom. You have 2 teams to build. Then and only then, once you've earned your 2 and completed it, do you want to place your 3 and start over again. So you essentially, to triple your income in this option, you have 6 teams to build. 6 teams to build, and a lot of time and effort in between. Take a look. To triple your income, you have 4 teams to build. Not as much time and effort in between. 4 teams versus 6, much more leveraged. Okay, again, first time you saw that, you don't have to understand it, you just need to see it again. If you did understand it, kudos to you, you'd be the smartest person I ever knew. In review, you guys, we have the unfranchised business, your magic little blue box that's paying you on BV and IBV commissions and retail profit. We have the training and support of our systems and our tools and our local and maybe not so local trainings. We have the product brokerage concept that keeps us lucrative and stable by providing millions of products. We have the internet marketing support. We don't have to invest in this portal. They do. They continue to make it better every single day. And we have the power of one-to-one marketing and social media and internet marketing to really create this business that is unlike any others. These pumps that work to create a six-figure ongoing income in a 2 to 3 year plan, and really it's more of a 3-year plan. Usually takes people more so 3 years than 2. So 3 years to create an ongoing six-figure income. And even, like I said, if you're a little slow and it took you 4 to 5, maybe 6, would that be so bad? I don't think so. So at this point, knowing a little bit more about it, maybe having more questions, or maybe understanding it a bit more or not, either way, all you have to decide at this moment is which do you prefer. There's no decision to make. There's no applying going to be happening here tonight, okay? There is still some next steps that people need to take to evaluate this and to qualify to become an unfranchised owner. So everybody can take a deep breath. No decision to be made. All you need to ask yourself is, which do I prefer? Do I prefer to continue to do what I'm doing, get the same results? Or do I prefer to continue evaluating the 2 to 3 year plan as a possible vehicle to my financial freedom? That's the only question you need to answer here today. And so there's a couple next steps. You need to get with the person who invited you here today. You need to speak with them. Get your questions answered and book an appointment to see this again and get, continue to understand it. So just book another appointment to see it again. The next step is create a preferred customer account on that person's portal. Start to experience it as a customer. So if you're evaluating this for as a business, it's important that you get a customer experience on the portal. So create a preferred customer account. Try our #1 selling product. Because if our #1 selling product doesn't work for you, this business doesn't work for you. Okay? The third step is to attend a training. If there is a training in your local area, your immediate local area, if that's possible. Some of you may not have a training in your local area. You may need to travel, maybe half an hour or 45 minutes or maybe even an hour, I don't know. But if there is a training local, it's a pretty good idea to take a look and attend as a guest and experience the training and the systems and the people behind all of this. So those are really the next 3 steps. Book another appointment to see this again. Create a preferred customer account. Experience the portal and our #1 selling product. Attend a training. And we'll continue to answer your questions until we can decide whether or not this is a fit. And I'm sure that there's some people that you thought of who may benefit from these products, from the portal, from cash back, from the business. Keep those people in mind. Referrals are always appreciated if this is not for you. If it is for you, we certainly have systems in place to communicate with those people. So just keep them in mind for now. Keep them in mind for now. With that said, thank you for taking some time tonight to, as I said, evaluate and do your due diligence in this business. It's been a pleasure to explain this to you because to me, this is my favorite part of this business. I love showing this plan. Not only do I believe in it, I'm passionate about it, and I love sharing this with people. So thank you for spending a little bit of time with me tonight, and take care. All the best.